So this
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hello YouTube, I'm back with another video. I'm finally filming another story time of mine. It's been so long. It feels good to smell good, honey. So as you guys can tell by the title, I'm going to be telling the story time of when this boy that I thought was straight kissed me, and it kind of escalated from there, child. We're gonna get into it. Also, I have been filming on my phone because my camera, I dropped it. It wasn't the first time. I dropped it like 2 other times, but this last time, photos and the videos weren't coming out correctly, so I had to take it to a camera store and they had to send it to Canon, and I'm waiting to get it back. So that's why I have been filming on my phone. So this story goes back to 2016. It was the second half of 9th grade, first year of high school, second half of the school year. But even before we get to where, it happened, right? We come in 9th grade year, and from the first day in gym class, it was this boy, right? And we didn't go to the same middle school, but we were going to the same high school. You know how the district stuff be set up, So this was the first time I was seeing him. And for the purposes of this story, we will call him, and by his request, of course I had to ask him whether or not he was comfortable with me doing this story time. Of course he said yeah, he don't care. By his request, we're gonna call him Carlos. He was not Hispanic, he was black, but that's what he wants to be called. So Carlos, I see Carlos, and my gaze out there, y'all are gonna be able to understand what I'm saying when I say that. You ever see a dude and it's like he could be gay, and mind you, I was DL at the time. You see a dude and you get the vibe that he is DL, but it's not to the point where it's for sure. It's like he could also be straight, right? So that was the vibe that he gave. Well, in gym, we both hung out with the same, I think it was 2 girls. It was like 2 or 3 girls. We hung out in the same, in gym class, you have your little clique. We have the same clique with the girls, which was another hint towards, like, this dude must be DL, because, like, he really only he hung out with boys too, but he hung out with a lot of girls like me, like most DL and gay boys do. Throughout the school year, we kikied in gym class with our little group, and it was cool. Like, it was like school friends or whatever. Now, my cousin that I was living with at the time, when I was living with Aunt Tisha, it's Aunt Tisha's daughter. We're the same age and we were in the same grade. But he became friends with her as well because one of his friends, my cousin, was friends with. Now, fast forward to the second half of the school year. I think it was around maybe April and May area. Carlos, I started to bring him around my clique. Cause you got the clique that you like talk to at school, but then you got the clique that you talk to at school and you hang out with outside of school. And Carlos started to become a part of that clique outside of school, right? It was me, my cousin, my straight boy best friend at the time that also did some stuff that wasn't so straight, but that's another story for another day. We was going to Jubilee, which was like a carnival. The straight boy best friend at the time would come over, he'd come over, spend the night, Carlos started coming over, and in gym class, when you always just like play fighting and always play arguing and shit. Well, Carlos liked to do that. We always did that in gym. Like, we would play fight with our girlfriends in gym and shit. So when he would come over, he would still be play fighting and shit with me, right? And mind you, he was really rough. You know them rough play fighters that like they damn near really fighting you. Like, he was one of them. So in this house that we were in at the time in Norfolk, we had an upstairs living room, and that was the default where we would be, you know, in general. So we would watch the TV in the upstairs living room. The upstairs living room was like for us, for like the kids. Auntisha and Mike's room was downstairs. Their room was the only room downstairs. Me and my cousin's rooms were upstairs in the upstairs living room. So we would all just hang out in there, me, the straight boy best friend, my cousin, and Carlos. And then, of course, we would get to play fight, and we end up in my little cousin's room. And mind you, Auntisha and Mike would be at work. It would be like right after school, so they would still be at work because Auntisha didn't get off till like 5. Mike didn't come home till, you know, 5 or later than that. So it would just be us, and my little cousin would still be at school. They would get picked up by Auntisha and Mike when they get off of work. Because we weren't driving yet, obviously. It was freshman year in high school. Because best believe, once I started driving, Auntisha had me picking them up. So it was just us upstairs. And of course we get to play fighting, and we end up in one of the rooms, right? My cousin and the straight boy best friend are still in the living room, you know, watching TV on their phone, whatever. And we wrestling and shit. You know, when you like play fighting and wrestling, you end up, you know, on each other and X, Y, and Z, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, I don't know whether or not he is gay for sure. Whether or not he likes boys for sure, I don't know. I know I like boys, but I was DL. So it was just like, I don't know if he knows about me. So it's just like this whole mystery. And of course, when you touching like that and whatnot, you know, that happens, you know. My boys, you know, that's what goes down when you touching and you're attracted and turned on. You know, that's what happens, right? Of course, that was happening to me. I was not expecting that not to happen to me, but I'm very good at hiding it. So, you know, I, you know, fix it and make sure, you know, nothing is, you know. But him, on the other hand, not as good at that as I am. When we done play fighting or whatever, we go back into the living room and sit down. I look over to him and I could see, you know, it's like, I was like, okay, all right. So basically, my thoughts were confirmed. I knew it. In that moment, I was just like, I knew it. I knew he liked boys. Now I start putting stuff together in my head. Now I start plotting on how I'm gonna get him to make a move. Like, what's good? Because Carlos, he was cute. He wasn't ugly, obviously. So I'm like, now I see why he wanna play fight so much. Trying to initiate something, right? So we get to play fighting again. We end up in my room, right? My cousin and the straight boy best friend are still in the living room. The door was wide open. But the way it was set up, and I'll put pictures and stuff, the way it was set up, my cousin and the straight boy best friend could not see us in the room. But the door was wide open, which added to the intensity of this moment because I'm DL, he's DL. The door is wide open and this happens. We're play fighting or whatever, wrestling, and I end up, because this dude is aggressive. He always ended up putting me down, right? And that's saying something because I'm an aggressive person too, and I usually am the one to like win play fights. I end up on my stomach on purpose. I don't know. Who knows, child? I might have been arching my back a little. And he's like over top of me, like standing up, but like still pretending we're play fighting, right? Like I'm pressing my arms down. He was like breathing hard from play fighting so rough, and it was just like this pause, because I felt, you know, it against me from behind. You know, like I said, I was laying flat on my stomach and like had my arms down. And I was like, arch my back. I felt that on me, so I'm like, oh my God, is this shit happening? Our clothes were on. All we had off was our shirts. He had on jeans, like, it wasn't like, you know, out there, but it was on me. I felt it, and it was just like this pause. We both weren't really fighting anymore, and we were just like sitting there, and all of a sudden I felt this dude kissing on the back of my neck right here, and I was just like, oh shit. And mind you, my face is pressed in the bed. I don't know if I said that. We were on the bed. My face was pressed in the bed, and he started kissing me, and oh my God, my mind, it was just like the culmination. Mind you, I had these thoughts about this dude from day one, from the first day of school that year. We were all the way in the second half in April, May, whatever it was. It was culmination, like, oh my God, like, it's happening, like this dude. And was just kissing me on my neck. And mind you, the door is wide open. Like I said, I'm DL, he's DL. My cousin or the straight boy best friend can make that turn around at any moment. Woo! To this day, I think about that. Like, Carlos, I don't know if that's weird. I'm not like, oh my God, Carlos, to this day, but like, I just think about that, like, damn, that moment was kind of crazy. So next thing you know, he stops, doing that. We stand up, and I end up against the wall, and he's like facing me, and we just start kissing, We just started going at it. It was just kissing for a little minute, and then of course we had to stop. We had to go back in there because I didn't want them to turn that corner and, come in there. So then we went back in the room, the living room, the upstairs living room. Sat down with them and stuff. Like, they had no idea. Me uploading this video is the first time my cousin is hearing about this. She knows now that Carlos is gay because he's since then come out. He came out like 2 years ago. He's been like come out. So she knows that he's gay now. And she knows that we mess with each other, but this is the first time she's actually hearing the story. Hi, Star. So we just, sitting down. We go to our phones to text each other, and I'm like, oh my God. With like that emoji. I can't remember exactly what we said, but it was just like, oh my God, like, I didn't know, And he was like, yep, and I can't remember exactly what we said, but we were just texting about it like, wow, like, that just happened. And, oh my God, I've been wanting to do that. And all those kinds of things. Then, that wasn't it, y'all. From there, every time that they came over to hang out, we always kind of ended up somewhere else in our little pocket and was kissing. We did that a couple of times, a lot of times. We ended up having a strategy with that shit. We start to play fight and end up elsewhere, and boom, it's off. We had the whole strategy to that joint. Eventually, he moved. He moved to a different city. If you're from the 757, we were in Norfolk. He moved to, maybe I shouldn't say all that because I feel like I'm just giving away the person, which I don't even think he really cares, but I'm not gonna say all that. But he moved, and we kind of fell off. Nothing malicious, nothing negative or nothing, but we just kind of fell off and never, picked that back up. And it was never really nothing romantic. We were just really attracted to each other, and DL and Young, and like I said, Carlos is out today. Like I said, I text him, to make sure he was comfortable with his story time. And we still, follow each other on Instagram, view each other's stories, react to each other's stories. Like, it's nothing. It's no ill will or nothing. But yes, that was the story time of a straight boy kissing me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. Share with a cousin or two. And I'm gonna see you all on the next one. Deuce. Hello, shenanigans. What I have for you today are these sweet Maui onion Hawaiian kettle chips. Yes, Lord. I found them in my Harris Teeter, but do keep in mind, not all Harris Teeters carry the same thing. Very good, as my sister Tabitha Brown would say. If you like French onion dip, you will like these. If you like Funyuns, you will like these. If you like onion, you will like these. Hey, these chips make you say aloha. Hey. Let me get another one. Aloha, bust down snack of the week. Aloha.